let's speak about Lucid Motors again, baby. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I just realized you can see my cross trainer in the back. Let's try and look past that, because today we are speaking about the juicy Lucid Motors, who closed today up over 11% yesterday, and as of pre-market, about 4.5 hours before the market's open, is up again, baby. Not to mention, happened in the past 5 days, the company has gone up 38.34%. It has been insane. So I made a video on these guys just yesterday where we spoke about, why I expected an upwards move, because analysts have been bullish on it, the upcoming news, etc. There's a couple more things I want to speak about today that I missed out on, and they are right here from a website called Daily Lucid. I had never seen these before, but I was put onto them yesterday, and some awesome information here. Lucid Motors is on the cusp of deliveries. We're going to speak about VIN numbers and some DD by this man Kevin on Twitter that I want to speak about, and this here, the day has arrived, Lucid Motors inching closer to deliveries, because they actually sent out an email to customers. They're the two things I want to speak about, why it could potentially lead to Lucid Motors shooting even a little bit higher, but also what could lead to a little bit of a pullback, or potentially a very large pullback in the not so distant future. So to do that, we will take a look at the price action. So right before we get into this information that every Lucid Motors investor should be aware of, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button if you want me to keep up to date with Lucid Motors, keep you guys up to date as well. Drop me a comment down below. What are you doing with your Lucid shares? Are you excited for September 27th? And please, my friend, if you are indeed new around here, consider hitting that juicy red subscribe button. Helps me out an awful lot. Also, if you are interested in joining my private Discord group, that's the first link in the description. We have a Lucid Motors chat in there. We call them there in the $12 range. We still speak about them daily. It's awesome. So the first thing I want to speak about is this, okay? And this news is actually a few days old now, September 19th. I missed it yesterday somehow, but anyway. Lucid Motors has registered numerous VIN numbers. A vehicle identification number is a unique code including a serial number used by the automotive industry to identify individual motor vehicles. The thing is, Lucid hasn't officially confirmed this, but when you type in some of the leaked VINs into the NHTSA VIN decoder, an official.gov site, it displays information about the 2022 Lucid Air, and you can go out there and do it for yourself. They literally provide you the link to do so. We all know that there's 10,000 reservations as of right now. This Kevin guy, again on Twitter, big shout out to you, Kevin, if you happen to stumble across this video, has a tweet up here. It explains what each digit in the VIN means. This one here, this M, shows that the Lucid Air pre-production for 2021. And he goes on to show that it's a minimum 9,000, maximum 10,000. We can all assume it's going to be 10,000 based off of this information that has been found. So why is this so big? Well, because we've been told that deliveries are going to start in the second half of this year, okay? This is after a delay, but I mean, delays are to be expected in this game at the end of the day. But now we are seeing this, my friends. This is quite big, not to mention September 27th. If you're somehow not aware, Lucid is preparing to host investors and the media at its factory, and Lucid stock's momentum is building. Now, this, in my opinion, is a large contributor in regards to this upwards price action. But I do also want to give off that little bit of a warning that it could well be a buy the hype, sell the news type situation. But what I would also like to say is that if you plan on going long in Lucid Motors, there is going to be probably upwards of a dozen of those periods of time over the next few years. It is this kind of company that is going to regularly, and I mean regularly, see 30% moves. Even when the market chills out a little bit, Lucid is going to see them. Look at Tesla, for example. They are still seeing those moves now as they smash delivery numbers, as they grow extraordinarily quickly. It's going to happen with Lucid for a long time. So, if you're not going to be able to deal with that, you more than likely should look elsewhere. But if you are going to be able to deal with that volatility, if you're going to be able to manage your risk and hold your shares through the long term, you always want to be looking towards these dips, these pullbacks to add. Back here was a beautiful scenario. Came right down to where we thought, there was a decent area of support. That would have been a near 100% move in less than a month. But a little bit more on the technicals later. We will finish off the video by looking at the chart. Essentially, the VIN news is very exciting, and we could potentially expect an update September 27th. I am at this stage expecting something to be said about production, about deliveries. Why? It also comes down to this article right here. The day has arrived. Lucid Motors inching closer to deliveries. Customers who reserved the Lucid Air Dream Edition got an email update that says, it's time to confirm your order. Head to your Lucid account to confirm either range or performance version, exterior color, wheel type. You get the picture, okay? That was just a week before the 27th. A week before investors, media, etc. go to the factory and we get some in-person updates. Yeah, you know, it seems like a little bit of a coincidence. Now, Daily Lucid says here, okay, we could expect reservation holders to maybe expect their car sometime in October. Now, I don't really think it's going to happen that quickly. Of course, I'd be very, very happy if it does. But maybe I'm being a little bit pessimistic, but I don't want to get too excited too quickly. I'm excited for the 27th to see if we get an update or not. We don't have long to wait. We don't need to speculate too much. Obviously, if you're trading, a lot of the upward move has happened. Just trade cautiously. One more thing to note about the 27th that I didn't bring up earlier is that they're also going to be letting in a select group of customers. Who knows? Maybe the first deal happens there and then. In the last 5 trading days, Lucid is up 38%. On the month, it's now up 23.8%. 6 months, it's in the green as well. 1 year, it's obviously up massively. I crossed back up into the 115% in the green range. It's been a very juicy period of time. But anybody who has been in Lucid from back here, anybody who has been in Lucid from day one, knows this volatility. And we're going to see some similarities here to even back in May, never mind back in February and March, etc. But even back in May, we had these fast upward moves and fast pullbacks. And that brings me back to what I was saying earlier. You're going to go through this probably more than a dozen times over the next few years as a Lucid Motors holder. That's what comes with getting into these high growth companies. So when I look at this stock chart, okay, if we actually go to the daily chart, you'll see that it looks a little bit crazy as of late. There's gaps all over the place. None of these have to be worried about, okay? They actually aren't all gaps. They have all been filled in on the 4-hour and 1-hour time frames. But you'll see on the 1-day time frame, we are at overbought levels, okay? The last time we got to those overbought levels, we went from about 27 all the way down to 22 before going back up and coming back down. Lucid has stayed at overbought levels for very considerable periods of time in the past though, more so when the initial merger was rumored and happened. You guys who have watched my last few videos know that I actually expected a little bit of a pullback like yesterday and the day before. I didn't think that these moves here would have happened. I was actually kind of hoping that there would have been a little bit more of a pullback before this happened. It would have just been a little bit healthier in the short term. Now you can see the buy-in pressure has been huge. You can see the volume has been absolutely huge. Even if I show you the daily volume, look at this compared to where it has been. But that could lead us to believe that the institutions are getting a little bit more involved. In yesterday's video, I covered the put call ratios and the data cover that would lead us to believe that, you know, they are positive. There is this bullish sentiment. But I suppose we are just going to have to wait and see. We're not going to have to wait too long at this stage though. September 27th. Book the day off. Be ready for the news, baby. But anyway, guys, I don't want to drag this video out. That is all I have to say to you guys. Remember the 27th. I wanted to bring up these 2 pieces of news, particularly the VIN one I think is very important and I hadn't brought it up in any video before. One final shout out to Kevin on Twitter, my man. Fair play to you for this information. You are doing the people's work. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button again? It really does help me out. Drop me that comment down below and please subscribe if you're new around here. All of that helps with that YouTube algorithm. If you have watched all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend and I really do hope that your Lucid position helps you retire in the years to come. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'll see you in another video very soon. Peace.